Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clayton Zoka. Welcome to my top 10 worst PIFs list. This was requested by a good friend of mine, Daphne Courts or Cortis. Sorry if I butchered your surname incorrectly. She suggested this for my 500 subscriber special. Unfortunately, Question Time 4 got the most votes by 2. Unfortunately, that won. With this and the Pudsey the Dog, my thoughts on not getting the most votes. But I did say I would do them, just not for 500 subscribers. So I would do this first. Trust me, I will get onto the other choice tomorrow. That's going to be hell for me. Worst PIFs. To be honest with you, there's not that many I find terrible, except for what's on here, but I actually had to look for the PIFs. I thought, which ones did I not like or hate? There were a couple, but these ones kind of stand out as being both pretty terrible and also kind of laughably bad. PIFs, I think, are pretty awesome at best. At worst, most of them can come off as, like, okay, maybe cringy. So, these are the top 10 PIFs I hate. And keep in mind, I will not be talking about the PIF's theme and message. I might do on a few. I'm just going to talk about what happens in the PIF. So, are we ready? Okay, here we go. Number 10, we have the Inquisitive Kid. Or was it Inquisible Kid? I think it's Inquisitive Kid. This is a 2004 PIF from Talk to Frank. I think it is anyway. Mid-2000s. And I like Talk to Frank, and I think the PIFs are pretty good. Anything to do with Pablo, that is. The rest can come off as eh. There's like one with the freaking salesman, like the shopkeeper who's doing this rap. You got the Brain Warehouse, which is kind of funny, I guess, but a bit creepy because that guy, what's his name? Steve Nightingale. Ugh. Very creepy face, not going to lie. So, Inquisitive Kid. This is easily the worst and the most annoying PIF from Talk to Frank. What's it about? Basically, it's just a kid asking questions about drugs. Pot, crack, drug overdose, I think. It's annoying. I kind of enjoy it for how stupid and how annoying it is. I mean, yeah, he's just a kid, but he is irritating. It's like, what you put in this vase? What does that stuff actually smell like? Shut up, kid. Look, if you want to ask questions, then fucking talk to Frank, talk to a grown-up, look online. Why are you, like, stalking these other people? You're kind of trespassing onto their property with the last one in bed. This PIF is just annoying, but unintentionally kind of enjoyable for just how over the top the kid is. So technically it's not terrible, it's just kind of a entertaining mess, I guess. Hey, that rhymed. Right. At number 9 we have that Crime Stoppers Trident PIF. I've talked about this before on my top 10 scariest PIFs, but I mean, I still find it scary, but it is kind of chaffy. Basically, this girl, in the best way I can describe it as, this girl is sending messages to her friend, and then there's someone who came into her house with guns and killed her family. I don't remember this PIF that much, and to be honest, it's kind of forgettable, except for how creepy it is. I'll say it again. I hate PIFs and adverts when the whole time it's just black screen and no sound. And in this case, it feels like a horror film parody trailer. It honestly does, if you think about it. The atmosphere, the way it's portrayed, it's creepy, but it is also a really genuinely chavvy English bland PIF. The girl talks like an absolute chav, and she even sounds like this could be like in London, which is where most of the chavs are, unsurprisingly. I don't know. It's a little worse than Inquisitive Kid, but at the same time, I still find it a little bit terrifying, but not by much. It's just a very irritatingly chavvy PIF. At number 8, we have Angry Kid. Oh, whoops. Okay, that's the wrong one. No, I'm afraid it's not a PIF starring the titular character from the programme from Aardman of the same name. No, this is a PIF from Greenpeace. Oh goody. Greenpeace has been kind of known for their controversial PIFs about the environment, and I'm not a big fan of them, honestly. There's like one PIF I like. It's the most recent one. That's quite a coincidence, really, because that's actually animated by Aardman. You know, the one with the turtles? That's actually quite good. They did one with the Lego Movie, which was actually alright. They did the Kit Kat one, which is just... It's sickening, but it's also just kind of entertainingly messed up. Then you've got this. This kid is just telling us about global warming and all that. I don't care. This is another unintentionally hilarious PIF. I mean, look at this kid. He looks like a chav. And also, I like how he... the way he looks at us, like, very serious, and he doesn't even, like, break eye contact. It's kind of... It should be a little bit creepy, but I find that a bit funny just by how serious he's... by how serious he's being. It's like when he gets... I don't know what else to say. It just looks like whenever someone tells him off, he's like, "You what, mate?" It doesn't... He just looks annoyed and then angry. He's like... He looks very annoyed, like someone stole his his PlayStation or something. This is another really terrible PIF. That's just another Greenpeace PIF that's supposed to tell you about this and that. And people are going to go political and they're going to start making points. They're going to talk and especially talk shit about Greenpeace. But I just enjoy this for how fucking stupid it is. Look at him. I'm sure he'll be a great serial killer when he grows up. Or maybe he is, I don't know. But still, this is just a fucking unintentionally hilarious PIF. I mean, seriously, how can you not laugh at that fucking kid? He's taking it too seriously, but he just looks so funny. Okay, so that is number 8. On to number 7, and we have Fireworks, I believe, from DirectGov. I think this came out in the late 90s. A few people pointed out when I uploaded the PIF on my channel, they said it looked like it came from the mid-2000s. I'm not sure. That's what E8 Sports Big 899 said on his channel, so I'm just going to go with it. Simple premise, it's just a detective who looks like a mix between Mr. Grumpy and the Mad Hatter, going into this family garden to see what all the fuss is about with the bloody bonfire and dangers of the bonfire. This one's naff. This is a nothing PIF. It's just him just going... He's literally next door to the people who have bonfires, so he just drives and then he just watches over the fence like a fucking stalker. Kind of like a paedophile too. And he just jumps over. He doesn't even knock on the door or anything. No, he just goes into the garden. And they have a fireworks code, which is like this big list of fireworks code. Well, it's simple. Don't play with sparkles. Oh shit, what are they called? Sparkles, right? I don't remember what they're called. Don't go near bonfires. Don't touch them. When you light them, don't get too close to them. Don't. I can't remember what it's called. I think they are called sparklers. I don't wave them about near people. That's it really. And also the animation is so basic and cheap. It looks like something from like Milkshake or CBeebies, you know, one of them like really young kid shows for toddlers. It has that very simplistic and very cartoony look. Unfortunately, this is not unintentionally hilarious. It's just kind of dull. Yeah, just dull. At number 6, we have Talk Until It Stops. I think that's what it's called. This is a PIF from the NSPCC, which I always enjoy. Not on a entertaining level, just more like how sad and how heartbreaking it is to see all these kids getting abused by parents and grown-ups. It's quite sad, really. I like all of them, and it does kind of make me a bit scared, I'm not going to lie. This is the only one, as far as I can tell, I didn't feel anything like that. I just felt it's just a freaking another bland-looking animated PIF. And this one was like mid 2000s, and oh boy, this animation has not aged well. It looks cheap, the designs look creepy and pretty ugly, and we'll get onto that with number 1. But I mean, the message here is if there's abuse in any house, talk to someone who can help, but don't keep it to yourself, and they have to make sure it stops, or some shit like that. This one doesn't deliver this moral in a great way. It's just more like, I mean, I like the idea of the speech bubble coming in to save these children from getting abused and keeping them in their safe zone, I suppose. That's kind of cool, but again, it just feels like another basic, bland, really forgettable animated PIF. And also, I kind of got a little bit of a smile whenever the dad goes, "Where have you been?" or whatever. I know they're supposed to act angry and aggressive, but it just sounds funny. I don't know why. I have a weird, wicked sense of humour. That's just me. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. Probably the worst that the NSPCC have done. And this is worse than that Pantosaurus PIF, because that was weird. Okay, that was number 6. We're going to number 5. This is Fire Kills. Please don't make me hate a fucking Fire Kills PIF, because I'm a huge fan of their PIF campaign. I think all of their PIFs, well, when I say all, I probably mean like 90 to 95% of them are fucking great. This one is kind of dumb. It's a guy who has a smoke alarm, and whenever he puts it in, like on the ceiling or in anywhere really besides where it should be, he tests out his smoke alarm, and it makes a what I assume is a fart sound, because it's not the correct place to put a smoke alarm, and it's also saying you must read the instructions on where to put it. I mean, we know how to test it, but do we need instructions on where to put it? Oh, I don't know, let's put it in the ceiling on someone's toilet, or what about in the kitchen? You don't need instructions for simple things like that. We can just kind of figure it out for ourselves. You don't just put it in the toilet or like on the door. You put it on the ceiling, upstairs and downstairs. At least that's what it is for me. And this PIF is just treating us like idiots. We already know this, so why make a PIF about something that we can easily do instead of watching it? Sorry, Fire Kills, I'm afraid this is probably one of the 2 only really bad PIFs you made, but everything else I really liked. Okay, number 4 is Full of It from the Food Standards Agency. I'm not a big fan of their PIFs. Most of them are kind of above average. A few of them are just kind of laughable in how much hate they get. Same with Talk to Frank and Greenpeace. They get so much backlash for their PIFs. This one's annoying. It stars this woman who I assume is a very well-known chef. She's telling us that the bad food has a lot of salt in it, like pizza, spaghetti, you name it, and she's just telling us to read the labels. I read the labels, so again, you don't need to make a PIF based on something that you can simply do. If you want a healthy, a broccoli pizza or something, then just look on the packaging. We don't need a PIF saying, hey, don't forget to read the labels. Like, fuck off, alright? And also, she's the first frame is like she's like moving slightly towards the camera with her face. I hate these camera shots, and I hate the way this is filmed. Like, why is she looking at me like, are you full of it? That sounds a bit sexual than it has any right to be. The way this is shot kind of reminds me of Fred. The way that, I don't know, just the way this lady just moves, and then when the camera cuts to her somewhere else, it feels like the annoying fast editing of Fred. Only this is more bland, less. Well, it's more bland and annoying than irritating, even though that's basically what annoying means. I never liked this PIF, and there's like a few more, they're just kind of the same. And they just say the same thing, and it's like, we get it, alright? So you don't need to explain it to us. Oh, piece of shit PIF. The Food Standards Agency has done like quite a few good PIFs, especially with that. I can't remember its name, but it's that eyeball with the fingers. That was kind of cool and kind of creepy. I like that. There was posters actually in my college that has that, so it's not all bad. But this one deserves to be forgotten. It's just boring, basic, and it's not a PIF we need. Okay, we're getting quite close. Number 3, we have the PSA texting while driving. Okay, I'm just reading off the titles from my YouTube playlist. Well, first off, it's not a PSA. It's not from the United States. It's a UK PIF, and this one is simple. It's a bunch of girls in a car. They're having fun, like way, and they're texting someone. I don't remember this PIF very well, but I think one of them's texting while driving. Oh, I wonder where this is going. Someone's boyfriend, and also, what a shock! They have bad grammar. It's not the first time I've seen that from girls. And just like that Trident PIF, these girls, while fit, are very chaffy. They're very annoying, and they look like they've been drinking, texting, and driving. Oh, what fun! And especially even after they get hit, one of them screams, and it's not like a realistic, believable, heart-wrenching scream. No, it's more like after their Netflix account gets deleted or something. It's not hilarious. It's just, come on, really, another take will do. So yeah, fuck this PIF. It's just stupid. Number 2. I assume all of you are expecting a Think PIF. Well, number 2 is certainly from Think. No, it's not Moment of Doubt. I bet you were all wondering that, weren't you? You're thinking, oh, is Clank going to put it on his list? No, I've seen far worse Think PIF than that. Come on. This is the Always Wear Your Seatbelt PIF with the 3 lads and their pizza from, I don't know, I wouldn't assume it's Domino's or Pizza Hut, maybe Papa John's, I don't know. Basically, as far as I can tell, this PIF's kind of confusing. So it starts off with them getting hit and they got blood everywhere, and it's actually in reverse. And then they do this again, except going forward, and they have a pizza with them. In the first part of the PIF, they didn't have their seatbelts on. In the second part, they did. And they hit a car in front, and the pizza gets flung from the back and on the front window. And I don't get the point. And by the end shot, it looks like, when I first saw this, I thought, was that like guts or fat or something? But The more I watch it, I was like, oh, it's just pizza. It looked like guts or lungs. I know that sounds dumb, but tell me I'm not the only one who thinks that. Anyways, this PIF makes no sense. When the lady says, if you could have another chance, what would you do differently? Makes no sense, really. I mean, it's also kind of simple, really. Put your fucking seatbelt on, mates. So where was the... I don't get this PIF at all. In the first part, they got hit because they weren't wearing their seatbelts, and I assume the pizza was flung at the front. So why the second chance? They only get one chance, and once the chance is gone, they can't do it anymore. I mean, it depends on what the chance is, but in this case, they got fucking killed, so they can't get a second chance. Stupid Fink. Fink has made some pretty bad and pretty stupid PIFs. This one, I honestly would say is the worst. And I don't want to talk about this anymore. It just hurts my brain thinking about it, and I know you're not supposed to bring in logic, but I can't help it. Fuck this PIF. Okay, number one. This is the PIF I absolutely despise. This is the one I watch now and then. My opinion hasn't changed once. This is Clem and Lydia, and this is a NHS PIF, and no, this is not because of the coronavirus. This is from the early 2000s. Fuck this PIF. This is the ultimate chavvy PIF. To give it credit, the animation, while ugly, looks decent. It looks like something from a comic book or something. It's not good, but it looks alright compared to like frickin' that DirectGov Fireworks PIF and the NSPCC PIF. It looks decent. However, that's where my positives end. First off, that it has humour, that's not funny, it's chavvy, it's fast, and it's kind of disgusting. So basically this guy named Clem and this lady named Lydia, get it, Chlamydia? Humour is dead. Basically, he just wants to fuck her. And he hasn't got a condom. And apparently it would give him chlamydia. I don't really know that much about chlamydia, but apparently it's like some sort of disease. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I heard. This PIF is fucking stupid. It's dumb, it's forgettable, it's irritatingly bad. I don't want to talk about it again. I know I haven't talked that much about it, but simply it's annoying. The animation's alright, but that's not enough to say this is passable or watchable at best. No. This is the worst PIF I've ever seen. And that's it. And I know what you're probably thinking, really? These 10 choices? Well, from what I said earlier, there's not that many PIFs I hate. Most of them, the ones I don't like, are just kind of okay, but these are the ones I can think of I just don't like. First three are bad, but they're kind of interesting in how bad they are. The rest are like pretty fucking bad. So there you go. What do you think of my list? What do you think of these PIFs? What do you think of them? I'm interested to hear your thoughts on every single one of them. Let me know below, and next I will talk about the greatest film I've ever seen. And it is a film about a fucking walking dog. Expect that tomorrow, and that's going to be a fucking joy. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, bye for now.